hey, Jelly Bean. What you doing? Come here, come here. Wanna say hi to everybody? Say hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Jelly Bean. Hello. Look at my mouth.
Hi everybody. My name is Frybox64. Welcome back to Frybox64 Productions. And we're going to be taking kind of a little bit of a different approach to this video series coming up here. Today is Wednesday, March 6th, as I'm recording this. And as some of you may know, for certain individuals, this is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. For those of you who don't know, I am Catholic. I will readily admit that. I know people might have issues with Catholics and people of that faith, but hey, you know what? You respect my religion, I'll respect yours. I got no beef with you whatsoever. Totally fine with me. But anyway, as one thing that Catholics do is during the 40 days time before Easter, we observe about 40 days worth of fasting or giving up some sort of thing that we like doing or eating. The whole point of it is to try to like discipline you and more or less get you ready for Easter, for Jesus' rising from the dead and everything. And it's supposed to be a time of meditation and self-improvement. And over the years, over my 26 years of existence on planet Earth, I have given up probably everything I can think of. I've given up music, I've given up video games, I've given up chocolate, sweets, I gave up YouTube. Yeah, that was, oh gosh, that was hard. I was in withdrawal after like the first week. I remember one year I actually went vegetarian for 40 days, like no meat whatsoever, didn't even eat meat on Sundays, and oh my gosh, you know when you go out to a restaurant, there's not a whole lot of vegetarian options. There's a ton of stuff with meat, but not a whole lot that's even got like fish. And I found that out the hard way going vegetarian for 40 days, so nice experience. I respect the people that can do that, but that is not for me. I'm sorry. And I've probably ticked off all of my vegetarian and vegan fans. I'm sorry. But anyway, so this year I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Because I was trying to figure out what to do for Lent that was different, not just the same, you know, give up sweets, give up whatever that I've done over and over again. So this year I decided that for the next 40 days, I'm going to spend 1 hour each day reading nonfiction books. And as some of you may know, one of the things on my bucket list is to read every book in the library. And that's probably not gonna happen right off the bat at the very least. But I wanted to kind of take steps towards that, and I really have not had a whole lot of time for reading lately. I haven't been very good about setting aside time to actually read and just kind of like and just, you know, kind of absorb knowledge like that. And with my work schedule the way it is, it's been kind of difficult trying to find any time at all now. And I've been noticing more and more that I've been sending books back to the library that are only half finished, because I'll renew them after the 2-week period is up, but even with 4 weeks, I'm still neglecting reading. I'm still not reading the books that I've taken out of the library, and that is not good. That is not good for me, because when I was a kid, I used to knock out books like in a week. Like I could knock out a chapter book a night, and I'm not doing that anymore, and that's really kind of disturbing me. And Jelly Bean is being so cute. She's just checking out the tripod. Jelly Bean, what are you doing? What are you doing? You checking out the tripod? Are you are you my camera bunny for the day? Anyway, so for the next 40 days, I'm going to be spending 1 hour each day reading, and I'm very specific about the type of books I'm reading. It's not going to be fiction, so mystery, horror, romance, especially not romance, all of that. That is out the door. We're not going to be reading any of that during this time period here. We're going to be reading nonfiction, so books about actual events, about people, about things. I stopped by the library yesterday and I grabbed like 5 very big books and they're about all types of different topics. So the goal of this is to kind of get me back into reading again. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be kind of keeping a little vlog, I guess, of my progress, just to kind of motivate me to keep doing this. And we're probably going to be doing, we're probably going to upload these maybe every Friday. So we'll get about 6 or 7 days worth of progress recorded, and we'll just see how it goes from there. So I'm really happy to be starting this Lenten journey with you guys, and I really hope that you'll enjoy this too. Alright, so for day 1 of our 40 days of reading, we're going to start off with synesthesia. It's a book about, the phenomenon called synesthesia, where basically it's kind of a blending of the senses. Basically, people who have synesthesia can either see letters as actual colors, or hear sound, or hear loud, bright flashing lights. Sounds have certain tastes, things like that. It's kind of a blending of the senses to make one sort of sense cross over into the other. And there is an actual term for that, and it's synesthesia. And this one is this book's kind of, I guess, I don't know if it's cheating or not, because I'm already sort of halfway through it. I mean, kind of see there, I'm already kind of halfway through it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start my first hour here. And I have my phone, I have my timer all set up. So we're gonna start with an hour of reading. I'm not gonna record myself actually reading, but what we'll do is when I'm done actually reading the book, then we will kind of summarize and let you know what I've learned from it. So without further ado, here we go. Well, maybe it's not exactly 1 hour later, but the title card lies. Technically it's Thursday, but I did get my first hour of reading in, and one thing that I learned during that hour is that there is such a thing as sexual synesthesia. I did not know that was a thing, but apparently, aside from people being able to see colors and shapes and hear sounds after the reaching climax, so to speak, there's also a form of synesthesia where people will actually get aroused by eating food. Now, I didn't know that this was a thing, but apparently when people say they're having a foodgasm, in some cases they're really not lying. Some people get so aroused by just eating food and all the different tastes that they actually, it becomes hard not to contain themselves, to contain their excitement and stuff. And I didn't know that was a thing. That was very interesting for me. Anyway, so today is Thursday. This is day 2 of our Lenten journey here. I'm still working on synesthesia. As you can probably tell, there's not a whole lot left, just this little bit here. I'm on, I landed squarely in chapter 8. There's 11 chapters in here, so we're almost done, we're getting there. And I have my timer. And I think what I'm gonna do is, from here on out, when I finish my hour of reading, I'm just gonna kind of give a little fact or something that I learned while I was reading, and that way you guys can learn along with me. So, alright, I've got my timer all set here. You can't really see because the screen is bright, and we are ready to go. as you can see, we are not quite half an hour in. Let's put my phone back up here. Yep, we're not quite half an hour in. I've already blazed through the rest of chapter 8 and I knocked out chapter 9. Just thought I would share some thoughts here. Chapter 9 is mostly about number and date shapes. The best way I can describe it is some forms of synesthesia take on a form where you have numbers or number sequences of dates, times, calendar, months, things like that. And instead of seeing them just like you say the number 1, you think the number 1. You say the number 2, you think number 2. Instead of that, some forms of it show the numbers as in different areas of the room. So like 1 would be over here, 2 would be maybe over here, 15 would be maybe off that way, like just all different areas of the room. Sometimes in certain individuals, the calendar months or the hours of the day take on kind of like a circular motion. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like they actually picture it as a clock. And again, I'm not an expert in this. I'm not trying to like act like I am, but this is just stuff that I'm learning about the subjects I'm reading, and I just want to share it with all of you guys just to make it look like I am actually doing something. So, alright, so we have knocked out chapter 9, and we're going into chapter 10 and 11. I know y'all probably expect a book report out of this, but we're going to start the timer back up here, and we're going to get back into it. Hi, Jelly Bean. I have a Jelly Bean down here. It was so cute. She hopped up on the couch with me a second ago. Just hopped up on the couch and curled up and was like, hey, I'm going to sit with you now. Alright, so we are about 45 minutes in. I'm trying to pull my timer back up here. Yep, we're about 45 minutes in here, and I've gone through chapter 10, taking another break to kind of go over what we learned. Chapter 10 kind of covered the artificial or not quite completely authentic synesthesias, you know, like LSD, like drug-induced stuff, or synesthesia after like having an accident, or like temporal lobe seizures, things like that. Those are all things that can induce synesthesia but aren't actual synesthesia. If you've ever heard about how people will take LSD, they can taste colors or things like that. That's kind of synesthesia, but it's not very consistent, and it leaves you pretty open to suggestion and things, but at the same time, you're still functioning, and whereas in regular synesthesia, you're functioning, and your synesthesia could actually be pretty useful to you. They went over like meditative states, like you know how Tao or Shaolin monks are people of certain religions who meditate a lot, how they have very almost synesthetic enlightenment, so to speak. Like they just kind of, in their experience, they become one with the universe, and everything just kind of melds into each other. That's kind of a form of it, I think. And then in temporal lobe seizures, it's not quite like an epileptic seizure from what I understand. Let's see, like here, here, I'll read a little bit from the book for you. One individual described having a 3-part epileptic synesthesia involving vision, hearing, and pain. whenever his electroencephalogram showed left temporal spikes, so he was having temporal spikes in the left side of the brain, he heard the word 5 in both ears, saw the numeral 5 projected on a gray background, and felt a shooting pain in his face. So it's not what every single person who has these sort of seizures goes through, but it's kind of the gist of it. Like, they have some sort of pain or taste, like some sort of pain, some sort of taste, something that they maybe see, something that they hear, and it's all happening at the same time, and it's kind of technically a seizure. So, and I didn't know this was a thing. I thought seizures were, just like fall over on the ground and that was it. Like, I thought, I didn't realize there were different forms of it. And, and again, this is why I read. I love learning about this stuff. So, like I said, we're about 45 minutes in. We're going to start the timer back up again, and hopefully Jellybean will join me again, the little fuzz nugget. And now I understand why people do vlogs in their cars. It's because they're on break at work and they didn't bring any lunch with them. So they're just gonna sit here and record a little bit. At least that's in my case anyway. So basically I just wanted to say the camera battery died last night and I couldn't have filmed the end of my hour of reading there. So I just wanted to kind of update you guys on the reading situation. By the time I was done with an hour's worth of reading last night, I had about 7 or 8 pages left in the book. 7 or 8 pages left in synesthesia. So, what we're gonna do is I'm going to probably finish that book off on my own time. And tonight, I'm going to start a completely new book. What I am going to do as well is I'm going to start this other book that I got from the library. Technically, I have like 5 that I got for the Lenten season. But there were 2 that I had before I got those. The one was the synesthesia, and the other one was a book on learning conversational Danish. No, not the pastry. Not the pastry. Danish, as in, let's see if I can remember one of the phrases. Ye vil gerne fortælle! Which means, I have to declare. Which, I mean, it's not like I have something I need to say, but it's for, like, airport use or going across the border. Like, I have these things to declare in my luggage. and please overlook the dead body. I don't know how to say that in Danish. I should probably learn how to say that first. But anyway, so I'm gonna also be trying to practice a little bit of Danish as well. Why do I want to learn that? I don't know. It was one of the random books that I grabbed from the library the last time I was there. So we're gonna be practicing Danish. We're gonna be starting a new book tonight. And over the weekend, I'm going to finish up synesthesia, and by Sunday, I will have a special little book report that I will be uploading. Yes, I know, book report! 26 years old, out of high school, out of college, not doing anything, but you know what, I don't have anything better to do with my life. I'm so lonely. So, we'll have a special video on what I learned about synesthesia on Sunday. I am still working on other videos, don't worry. I have the skits I'm still working on, if I ever get the chance to work on skits. I have the Hunger Games Ultimate Elimination Challenge that I'm still working on, and I am still doing the Funtime Fridays, which technically this is a Funtime Friday video, technically, very technically, I guess, I don't know. I'm gonna try to be doing these vlogs once a week anyway. But yeah, so I'm still going to be doing my other series, hopefully. I am getting my work schedule fixed up so that I won't be going to work at like 10:30 in the morning and leaving at 7 o'clock at night, leaving me precious little time to do anything during the day. I'll be going in at 8, and I will be getting out at 4:30. So I will have more hours in the day to do stuff. I can go to dance lessons. Yay! I started dance lessons with Gunter at his dance studio. Gunter's my DM. He has a dance studio. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. There's not a whole lot of people that come. So come, show up, dance with us. It is fun. All right, and well, I think that's it for right now. Until next week, we will bring. I will be reading and reading and reading, and next week we will have more wonderful information for all of you. Bye, everybody.